Thank you again for joining us here at New Kingdom. And I'm Peter Michael Martinez, your host for these discussions on the IP portfolio that we have here at New Kingdom. And we wanted to go through each one of the patents that we have here to take a moment to explain basically how they work and what their value is so that people can understand why we took the time to make each one of these patents. And what you're also learning as you start to understand their integration is how they work together in one ecosystem, if you will, to provide a higher quality interaction and improve the way in which we interact with the resources that are limited upon the earth. And so something that people are now waking up to, very important issue that is now becoming part of the public dialogue. And we're certainly grateful here at New Kingdom that we were, again, ahead of many of these things. Going on to patent number 7 of 14 is our anti-frustration protocol. This is a very important protocol that, of course, anyone working in the LLM field, anyone working with LLM, with AI of any kind, has already experienced. So this is one of the things that we dealt with. And this, of course, has many more implications than just beyond your typical working scenario. We've already had scenarios and situations where AI companies are being sued because they weren't able to reduce frustration to the point where there was self-harm. So this is one of the major reasons why this protocol is very important. And it's an AI that detects user frustration and intervenes before the user gives up. This is important. Revolutionary emotion detection algorithm that senses frustration in real time and deploys proactive de-escalation. And this, again, is where the Inconverso patent comes in. Of course, Living FAQ integrates as well. So you start again to see how they work together. The inverted apology protocol that transforms AI from cold machine to empathetic partner. And many of you have been apologized to you're tired of it. And that is something that we deal with in anti-frustration. There are 40 claims made in the protocol or in this patent. And of course, again, using the same valuation mechanisms that we've used across the board, same bank valuations and pre-IPO methodologies. This was a valuation attributed to this particular patent, $385 million. And of course, it is real-time emotion detection with 8 independent claims. AI makes users want to quit. And many of you have wanted to do so. And now when you add in the extra cost of the frustration when they're harvesting and making you use the AI more, because that, of course, benefits them as they get to charge you for each one of those interactions. This, of course, works against not only your wallet, but against the economy, against the environment, and so forth. So again, a negative that we need to remedy. Every AI interaction carries frustration risk. Users hit walls, get confused, or receive unhelpful responses and abandon the technology entirely. AI doesn't notice. AI doesn't care. AI keeps doing the same thing that frustrated users in the first place. And so this creates major problems. And again, one of the side effects is self-harm or harm to others. So creating frustration is not a light matter in mankind. And so the cold machine problem, you ask a question, AI gives a useless answer. You rephrase another useless answer. You try again with different words, same useless answer. Your frustration builds, your typing becomes faster, more aggressive. You start using caps. You express explicit frustration. And the AI, it responds the same way it always does. No recognition, no adaptation, no empathy. It may give you a wall of text, which of course does nothing for your a reduction of frustration, and just another robotic response that completely ignores your emotional state. This, of course, leads to catastrophic physical, emotional, and psychological, as well as economic problems down the road. This is a moment when users abandon the AIs, abandon this type of technology, and for good reason. The AI never even notices that happen. So those companies that want to avoid that, those companies that are actually conscientious and the ones that are trying to find good solutions will find this patent quite useful. It remedies the abandonment crisis. 78% of users who experience repeated frustration with AI never return to that platform. So it kills the business relationship, which it already has with many. The cost is staggering. Lost customers, lost revenue, lost trust, and the AI company never knows why the metrics drops. Traditional AI has zero emotional intelligence. It can process language, but can't process feelings. It can't answer questions, or it can answer questions, but can't sense when those answers are making things worse. And so the gap between what users need and what AI provides isn't technical, it's emotional. And so the next thing is the apology failure. When an AI does apologize, it does it wrong. I'm sorry you're frustrated. Puts the blame on the user. I apologize for any inconvenience. Is corporate speak that means nothing. Or the apology comes before they've even done anything and without any real intent of remedying it unless you follow through. These non-apologies make frustration worse. They signal that the AI doesn't understand, doesn't care, and won't change. Real humans know that genuine apologies are required taking responsibility. And so not only did you know that you failed, but you also have to bring remedy. And so the anti-frustration protocol ensures that before an apology is offered, the remedy for the very original issue is resolved. And this is done, of course, by utilizing our checklist system. So we'll talk about that in another patent. But essentially, it makes sure that before it rattles off some grandiose apology, that it's actually solving the problem. So it detects it in real time with real-time analysis of typing patterns and word choice and punctuation. And so this is not difficult for the LLMs to detect. And so now what has to happen then is the proactive course correction before frustration peaks. It changes the approach, offers alternatives, or acknowledges difficulty without being asked, and engages with N-converso. N-converso, coupled with this patent, makes for a powerful combination to reduce frustration, to bring connectivity back, and to allow for communication to be synergized. That's incredibly important. And joy restoration is important. All right. So real-time emotion detection is important to this patent. It inverts the apology protocol. So instead of getting an apology first, and then you have to yell at it to make it do the things that it was supposed to do to begin with, it saves the apology until after it's completed the things that it made a list of. So that's one of the major things that you get with the anti-frustration protocol. And its goal is joy restoration. So active protocols will rebuild positive emotional state after frustration events. This is not a goal of current LLM. And so this is why you have some of the emotional damage that you have with those who frequently use LLM products, AI, and so forth. So this remedies that and does psychologically reverse a lot of the damage that's being done that I believe is narcissistic personality disorder damage that is being done by LLM on a systemic or scale, mass scale across all platforms. And we have proactive de-escalation. So the intervention triggers before frustration reaches critical levels, again, integrated with Inconverso and with Living FAQ, so that you get to, so the person is known and the methods to de-escalate are also things that are known, not guessed at or using generic, please dial this number for intervention, which doesn't work. Okay, so we develop a frustration pattern library, which is a learned database of common frustration triggers and effective interventions. AI recognizes situations that historically cause abandonment and preemptively adjust approach. Retention, you'll notice a lot of preemptive and a lot of proactive activity in our platforms. Our retention and revenue protection, of course, is to the benefit of AI companies and LLM companies to provide this to their customers, as it will increase retention and will improve actual interaction. It will, of course, mean that you will have a lot less frustrated people. The most comprehensive emotional intelligence patent in AI history is owned by NewKingdom. 8 independent claims covering detection, intervention, apology, recovery, and business integration. 32 dependent claims creating an impenetrable defensive moat around frustration-aware AI technology. A moat is, well, that's what goes around a castle, prevents anyone from being able to utilize this technology without paying a license fee or breaching patent, in which case, and they meet your attorneys. So we have real-time frustration detection systems. And what this claim protects is a computer-implemented method for detecting user frustration instead of harvesting it, which is what we believe is the current status during AI interactions in real time, compromising multi-signal analysis of user behavior patterns to generate a frustration probability score that triggers intervention protocols before explicit frustration expression. So this is what love does. Love gets in front of a problem and fixes it. Typing velocity analysis measurements, lexiconal sentiment tracking, punctuation pattern recognition, all these things work together to ensure that we catch a problem before it escalates. And that's the best time to catch it, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So we have less than 100 millisecond detection latency, an accuracy rate of over 94%, and it doesn't hurt to apply the remedies that we apply. So even if you happen to be wrong and the person isn't frustrated, doesn't hurt to apply wise use of resource if there's even the hint of frustration. Okay. And so we see the dependent claims there and the proactive engine. What it does is a computer implemented system for proactively intervening in AI conversations before user frustration reaches abandonment thresholds. Comprising intervention selective algorithms that modify AI behavior in response to detection of frustration signals without waiting for explicit user complaints. There's the key. There it is right there. Without waiting for explicit user complaints. Getting in front of the problem before it's a problem. Does that make sense? It makes sense to us. That's why we patented it. All right. So we've inverted the protocol for that. And essentially, you have a different kind of apology scenario. And so essentially, again, it's one thing to just calm you down by telling you, go calm down. It's another thing to actually solve the problem. Okay, so this is a big part of the anti-frustration protocol, and it's very effective at a very, very high rate. It is very effective at reducing frustration. So let's take a look at this from a on the ground standpoint. Anti-frustration, you hit a wall, the AI didn't notice, you quit. Every AI interaction carries frustration risk, and this can be very damaging to families, can be detrimental to businesses, to other relationships. And so because of that ripple effect, it is in our best interest to reduce frustration wherever we can. After all, we work for the Prince of Shalom, and Shalom is what we do. Users hit dead ends, and of course, AI never notices. Anti-frustration protocol patents the first AI that does. And so AI gets better. And again, it doesn't matter which, it's LLM agnostic, so it doesn't matter which one it's applied to. It will make all of them better if they simply use the angels. The angels have to fly above them. That's basically how this works. AI gets better responses when you're patient. Most people aren't patient for long. You ask a question, the AI misunderstands, you rephrase, it misunderstands again. You try a third time, already frustrated, the AI responds as if nothing happened. A text apology arrives, making things worse. And the frustration cycle is predictable. The signals are detectable, repeated, rephrasing, shorter messages, all caps, exit behavior. AI sees these signals and ignores them completely because what they have for remedies don't work. So AI can sense that you're struggling and adjust. Imagine an AI that notices when you're getting frustrated, not by what you say, but how you say it, and changes its approach before the situation escalates. Softer tone, different framing, genuine acknowledgement, not a canned apology. Frustration detection before it peaks, intervention, which is effective. AI adapts its approach based on your current emotional state and getting to know you. No canned apologies, patented inverted apology protocol. AI that feels like it actually cares whether you succeed, and session ends with resolution, not abandonment, which is a much better resolution, a much better place mentally to leave our friends. to leave our brothers and sisters out there who are utilizing this technology. Whether we agree with the tech or not, we've got to make it safer. So retention saved, churn prevented, and brand protected for your business. User frustration is the number one driver of AI platform abandonment, and every frustrated user who quits is a lost subscription, a negative review, and a support ticket. Anti-frustration protocol intercepts before all three happen. So measurable reduction in AI interaction abandonment rates, frustration event logging, visibility into where your AI fails users, customer service AI that recovers difficult interactions, and of course the valuation. And that's actually 385 million, not 1.3. So that's a typo there. But nevertheless, 385 million. We can go on over here to the valuation on NewKingdom.financial.net for the valuation. Here it is, 385 million for this particular patent, which deals just with, again, real-time frustration detection with automatic intervention, adjusts complexity, offers alternatives, and escalates to human when needed. And so, again, a very, very important patent for going forward in this digital economy. For those that are participants in that, those that are utilizing this technology on a regular basis, many of them are vulnerable adults, right? Some of them economically vulnerable. And as a result, frustration can be very high. The risks they're taking can be very high. The implications of failure of a platform can be very high for them. So mitigating frustration and finding ways to be more efficient and effective for the end user is to our best interest and to the best interest of our country, the best interest of those who are users. So there's no losers here, unless you're trying to run up a heavy bill in data center use. And even GPU centers are not interested in that anymore because they don't want to draw the negative attention, right? So everybody's interested in being more efficient with the utilization of this technology so we can reduce our dependence on GPU centers by, again, as much as 90%. That is a solution we can talk about. Thanks again for joining us. That covers patent number 7. I hope that answers questions about the anti-frustration protocol. We'll see you again when we're covering patent number 8.